Victory for the Makkal movement. The State Assembly passes a bill to restore Jallikattu as a legal sport. Earlier on Monday, violence marred the 4 Jallikattu protests in Chennai and in Madurai. The police resorted to a lathi charge and tear gas to disperse the protesters. Meanwhile, students say, "Don't blame us, we are not responsible for the violence."
Students and their families.
And after the Jallikattu stir in Tamil Nadu, chorus for similar sports grows in other states. Karnataka and Maharashtra now want their respective bull races back. And a disturbing death toll mounts of 39 in the train accident. Agencies are also probing a sabotage angle in the incident. The NIA and the CID teams reached the site. And a major fire in the slum compound in Mumbai. 2 people sustained burn injuries. Fire leads to suspension of local train services. In Mumbai, a 55-year-old Powai high-rise guard has been sentenced to 3 years of imprisonment by the special court. The convict has been accused of sexually assaulting a 6-year-old boy last January. The father of the victim had filed a case on the 30th of January 2016. The watchman himself is shockingly a father of 2. Richa Sharma brings us more details.
A special POCSO court on Friday, that is 20th of January 2017, convicted and sentenced a 55-year-old watchman of a Powai high-rise to 3 years of rigorous imprisonment for sexually assaulting a 6-year-old boy repeatedly, who used to come and visit his maternal grandparents to this building and high-rise. The main accused in this case, Gopal himself, is the father of 2 children, and the case was lodged by the 6-year-old boy's father last year on 30th of January 2016, after which the mother, who was the first one in whom the 6-year-old confided about this incident, caught hold of the watchman along with the help of the society members before he could escape, and after which a police case was lodged at this Parkside police station, and the main 6 witnesses in this case included the father, the child, as well as a woman who was an eyewitness, the main eyewitness in this case, which gathered a lot of evidence for the court to actually convict this watchman, in this case Gopal Karki. Apart from this, the court also said that such incidences should roll out in the society as an example, because in the recent past a lot of these incidences have been taking place against small children who are the main and primary target of sexual offences recently, and they should stop very soon. This is Richa Sharma for Magic Bricks Now.
तो एक वॉचमैन था एक बिल्डिंग का, वो बिल्डिंग के एरिया में एक लड़का, पार्किंग स्लॉट है वहाँ पे, एक लड़का साइकिल खेल रहा था। तो साइकिल खेलते वक्त बस वो लड़के का रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन को ये वॉचमैन ने हाथ लगाया था, और ऐसा एक केस था। और ये बात वहाँ पे एक बाजू में एक बिल्डिंग है, वो बिल्डिंग के लेडी ने खुद अपनी आंखों से देखी थी, आई विटनेस थी वो ये केस में। बाद में वो लड़की के पिताजी वहाँ पर आए, उसकी माँ भी आई, और पुलिस स्टेशन में वो वॉचमैन को पकड़ के लाए थे। वहाँ के जो सोसाइटी के लोग हैं, जो दूसरे लोग हैं, वो यहाँ पर आने के बाद देखा हमने, पूरा उनका स्टेटमेंट लिया, लड़के के पिताजी का स्टेटमेंट लिया। लड़का 6-7 साल का था उस वक्त। तो पिताजी ने जैसी हकीकत बोली वैसे ही वो हमने यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड पे ली, उनका स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड करके यहाँ पर FIR दाखिल किया। उसमें पोस्को 8 सेक्शन लगता था, वो हमने डाला, और जो वॉचमैन यहाँ पर लाया गया था उसको अरेस्ट किया उस केस में। और बाकी आगे का इन्वेस्टिगेशन अपने जैसे केस आगे चलता है उस हिसाब से किया।
Well, in Noida, about 500 home buyers conducted a rally in protest of developers who have failed to hand over their flats ahead of the UP election. The buyers say, this is the Noida Flat Owners Association, they took to Twitter with the hashtag No House, No Vote. Our reporter Deepa Rana caught up with the protesters.
With UP elections round the corner, the home buyers have upped the ante against the errant builders in Noida. In fact, a lot of Noida Extension Flat Owners Association home buyers, around 10,000 home buyers, participated in a car and a bike rally against errant builders, and also they organized protests on Twitter with a campaign running as No House, No Vote. I have with me the home buyers. So tell us about your Twitter campaign.
We have started this Twitter campaign against the delay in the position which we are currently we have not received our home, which was committed to deliver by the end of the 2014. But till now, all the buyers, more than near about 1.5 lakh buyers, are being disappointed that till now they have not get the position. In that, most of the builders are delaying the projects right now. And in the order to get satisfactory result, we are in the process to protest in the way of Twitter campaign, then car, bike rally, and further we are in the process to go and meet with all the respective politician chief leaders.
What sort of delay is there in UP and in Noida, because project delays has been rampant in the Noida extension?
जो नोएडा एक्सटेंशन है 2009 से सभी लोगों ने मोस्टली लोगों ने बुकिंग करा था और मोस्टली लोगों का 2013 के में पोजीशन मिल जाना चाहिए था, लेकिन पोजीशन अभी तक नहीं मिल पाया है। इसलिए जो ये 3 या 4 साल का जो डिले है, इसको लेकर हमने हर एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से अपना पक्ष रखा है, लेकिन हर जगह से हमारे को झूठा आश्वासन नहीं मिला है। इसलिए हमने इस बार डिसाइड किया कि हम किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को वोट ही नहीं देंगे।
So as you see over here, there are home buyers who started a unique campaign on Twitter against the errant builders, and also they are planning to meet the Urban Development Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu and the UP CM very soon. We'll keep you updated on that. However, it seems that due to rampant delay in the UP region, it seems that voters are going to be, votes are only going to be on basis of whether the government is promising them homes or not. I'll do that part again.
An interesting piece of information coming in from Bangalore. If you're a dog lover living in the city of Bangalore, you may not be allowed to keep a large dog in your apartment, and you won't be allowed more than one dog in your apartment. The civic body, the BBMP, has set draft guidelines for approval, putting restrictions on the number and the kind of pets people are allowed to keep at home. Shrija has details.
Where's our freedom of life if people think if the BBMP decides to do that? The point is, I have 3 dogs in my apartment, and they're all very good. You've seen the house. Is it dirty? Is it smelly? Is anybody bothering about it? And as far as the Government of India rules are concerned, they say that nobody can pass a rule like that. The point is, if dog bites have increased, people who own dogs and keep them, those dogs don't bite anybody. It's the dog bites have increased because people throw stones at the stray dogs. People like us, I've taken 3 stray dogs, and 3 stray dogs are in my house now. So I'm helping out so that people, and there are lots of people like me who are adopting the strays. So if the BBMP comes with a rule like this, it's crazy.
It's kind of infringing on your privacy and your private life, what you want to do. If you can afford to keep it, you should be able to keep it. BBMP should actually concentrate on the animal birth control and, the anti-rabies vaccine program. The breeders, they definitely need licenses. And even pet dogs, if they bring in that pet dogs need to get license, pet owners are willing to take this license.
I think it's really ridiculous, because it's like trying to say one child per family, and it's an individual choice. Okay, as long as you vaccinate your dogs, look after them, there shouldn't be a problem. What about this animal testing that they have? All these rescued dogs that so many of us give homes to these dogs. What happens to that? So you're going to have more dogs on the road ready to bite you. So what is the BBMP doing about that? They're not vaccinating it or anything about it. Thing about larger dogs, I also agree that in an apartment, it's unfair to have a large dog. There should be a size for it, because it's the animal is not going to be happy.
Well, ahead of the BMC elections in Mumbai, the Shiv Sena has come out with their manifesto. Now, the highlight of the party's manifesto remains Uddhav Thackeray's proposal to scrap property tax for flats up to 500 square feet. Tax rebates for flats measuring 500 to 700 square feet. The Shiv Sena clearly mentioning the long pending issues for the city like the Deonar dumping ground, the RA colony, car shed, water and electricity problems are also the top priority on their list. What we must remember is that the Shiv Sena has run this city for several decades. So if this is their top priority, it should have been done by now. Take a look.
मला असं वाटतं आपल्या माध्यमातून वचननामा सर्वत्र जनतेपर्यंत पोहोचावा आणि आम्ही विचारपूर्वक हा वचननामा तयार केलेला आहे, सादर केलेला आहे. मी अनेक वेळा बोललेलो आहे, विधानसभेच्या निवडणुकीत सुद्धा बोललेलो आहे की यातलं एकही वचन असं नाही की त्याचा अभ्यास न करता आम्ही दिलेला आहे. साहजिकच आहे, काही गोष्टी तुम्हाला वाटतील की त्या गेल्या वचननाम्यातही होत्या, जसं गारगाई पिंजाळचा विषय आहे, देवनारचं डम्पिंग ग्राउंडचा विषय आहे. ही कामं आम्ही विसरू शकत नाही, विसरणार नाही. परंतु अनेक ठिकाणी राज्य आणि केंद्र सरकारच्या परवानगीची गरज असते. शिवसेना प्रमुख त्यांच्या नावाने आम्ही जो जलाशय उभारलेला आहे, तो जलाशय उभारताना फक्त 3.5 वर्ष लागली, पण मंजुरी करता मात्र 9 ते 10 वर्ष लागली. आज देखील आम्ही जे एक वचन दिलं होतं की त्या जलाशयावरती मुंबईसाठी मुंबई महापालिका स्वतःच्या हक्काचं वीज निर्मिती केंद्र उभारेल, त्याची तयारी पूर्ण झालेली आहे. पण राज्य सरकारकडनं परमिशन किंवा संमती न मिळाल्यामुळे आजही ते केंद्र रखडलेले आहे. आरेमधली कारशेड जर का उभी केली तर तिथला भूभाग हा पुराखाली जाण्याची शक्यता आहे. या सगळ्याची खबरदारी घेऊन आम्ही हा रस्ता करणार आहोत. कोणत्याही प्रकारे नॅशनल पार्कला धक्का लागेल असा काहीही प्रयत्न केला जाणार नाही. नॅशनल पार्क त्याची घनता आणि त्याचं जे काही सौंदर्य आहे ते जसंच्या तसं ठेवून हा मार्ग आम्ही काढणार आहोत आणि तो मार्ग काढल्यानंतर केल्यानंतर तुम्हालाही पटेल आणि इतरांनाही पटेल की आपल्याकडे जे आहे ते राखून विकास कसा करता येतो.
Jallikattu is now legal in Tamil Nadu. The State Assembly has passed a bill tabled by Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam making the sport legal, effectively nullifying the ban on the traditional bull racing sport. Jallikattu was banned in 2014 by the Supreme Court, which deemed it illegal. This was the response to a PIL filed by an animal rights activist saying that the sport amounted to cruelty to animals. Following widespread protests that took place last week, the state was forced to bring in an ordinance to hold the sport.
After a day filled with tension on the streets of Chennai and Madurai, the Jallikattu bill was finally passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. The protesters through the day had said that just a bill would not suffice and that they wanted that the PCA Act be amended. The government then threw them a surprise by amending the PCA Act unilaterally with respect to just the state of Tamil Nadu so that Jallikattu could not be challenged by other organizations on the basis of PCA when it comes to the Supreme Court. It is said by legal experts that states can do this with the approval of the centre. So this was the last demand of the protesters, which was also met by the state government. And now the leaders of the protesters have said that they are actually going to Marina Beach with copies of the bill that has been passed to try and tell the protesters to call off the agitation because every single demand of theirs has been now met.
But earlier on Monday, the peaceful Makkal movement for Jallikattu turned violent. The police resorted to lathi charge and tear gas to disperse the crowds who had been camping on Marina Beach for almost a week. However, many protesters refused to leave. Amidst the chaos, some miscreants torched the Ice House police station and also hurled stones at the police officers. Here are some reports from the state.
Massive crackdown and unprecedented scenes being witnessed here at the Marina Beach. We are on the other side of the beach near the sea, and you could see how people have gathered. The protesters who were asked to leave the venue by the police, they have actually moved into the beach and they are gathered and assembled here along the seashore and protesting in large numbers. They are not willing to give up. They are in no mood to relent. And on the other side, you could see people from the nearby fishing hamlets, they have also joined the protest. So clearly this is going to be a nightmare for the security agencies to control the crowd, because some of the protesters say that they are threatening to enter the sea, and this is going to be something which the security forces have to deal for another few hours, because they were trying to talk to the protesters and ask them to go ahead and disperse in a peaceful manner, because the state government has ensured that they have passed an ordinance and they were ready to conduct Jallikattu. But clearly these protesters were unimpressed, they were dissatisfied, and they said that until and unless there is a permanent solution on the issue of Jallikattu, they are not going to leave this place. So there you can see protesters and people from nearby fishing hamlets joining the group of protesters who are here at the Marina Beach. So clearly this is going to be a huge task for the police to clear up.
In fact, the police commissioner of Chennai is currently holding a press conference. We're going to cut across directly to him to find out what the status is right now in Chennai.
On the streets and blocking. The small kids with, being picked up by parents who are returning their home have been stopped and abused. And there were not even one policeman seen on the street. So where did we actually make a mistake? Actually, was there a proper arrangement? Did we oversee such a situation in Chennai when you were planning this yesterday?
We have deployed in the city around 7,000 policemen. We have got around 1,000 sub-inspectors from who are undergoing training. They were also deployed. We have deployed a TSP strength. All the petrol vehicles in the city were moving. We have two-wheeler patrols, two-wheeler beats which are moving. Now you should understand, there are 90 or 98 places which were having minor protests, not only in Marina. So 300, 400. So the moment the Marina was, they would have viewed that as a disruption. They came, and it is not true that the policemen were not available. Policemen were available, but when disruption takes place, the traffic, it takes time for them to reach. So all the places where disruption took place, we have sent police personnel in large numbers and cleared it.
Residents of Nadukkuppam, they complained that the police forcefully entered their home and picked up their sons, husbands unprovokingly. How do you react to it?
You should understand, the police station was attacked. Police vehicles outside were burnt. The policemen, if you look previous occasions, the reactions will be different. You also saw videos of police women coming, crying out. There is a reaction. So they know the accused. They knew, because the police station people, in fact, I think the women constables knew who are the culprits. So we did not want to lose them. So I understand. I don't know where they went. They in the whole city, where all the different policemen went today, I won't know. They would have. I think they picked up the accused also from there.
So which are the anti-national and anti-social groups that had infiltrated?
I don't want to comment on that now.
Sir, what is the situation of the city right now, sir? And you assure that tomorrow anyone, the citizen can walk from their home to office or wherever they want to go without any fear, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. We are increasing the patrolling. We are mobilizing more police forces, and we will be deploying more police not only in Marina, because at 8 p.m. I am informed that the protesters are completely dispersed. There was a group which was standing there till 7 o'clock. Around 1,500 were there. They have also decided to move. Now it is almost free. So we will be redistributing our strength in different parts, and we will ensure that the safety and security is maintained.
Sir, in what urgency the police stopped this protest?
I have already told that. I have already told that there were intelligence inputs that the cause which they were fighting for, and the congregation, the peaceful students whom I interacted with, they are being misled by miscreants, and certain other groups have entered in. So we do not want the situation to really go in a different direction. So we had to take action.
National groups are identified, sir. Have you identified them?
We will identify.
But
we will identify.
violence on Marina per se, sir. If you were saying that the Marina where these anti-socials were gathering, actually if you see the whole scenario today, there were not violence in Marina per se. Violence were happening in Triplicane, violence were happening in Ice House, violence were happening somewhere else, but not on Marina. Marina still they were peaceful.
That is what I was explaining. I said that we dealt with them very peacefully. We wanted to disperse them. We gave them all opportunities to disperse. The collateral damages will take place because I said the anti-social elements wanted to take advantage of this. They started gathering in large numbers. Why should there be a congregation in MKP Nagar? Suddenly.
You are saying some of the visuals shown by the television and media is mock. Does that mean that you are going to question this camera person also in this connection with?
See, if there will be somebody will be giving a complaint, investigation will take place, and whatever is the procedure in investigation we will adopt. So I cannot say that who will be questioned and who will not be questioned at this time.
Protesters also, they saying, they are accusing the police that they are not enlightened properly about the ordinance. If they are enlightened properly, they will move. They saying in the beach. The main group saying that we are not properly enlightened about the ordinance. If they said clearly, we will move. But
see, you did not see the video in the morning. They themselves said that they were satisfied. There was only a certain group which was resisting.
What's the ground situation? Which remains blocked even now.
No, there are sporadic incidents taking place in different parts even now. We are controlling it. We are dealing with this. We will deal with that firmly. And more, as I said, more police personnel are coming and they will be deployed. And wherever large scale, the anti-social elements are trying to exploit the situation, the city police will not allow, the Tamil Nadu police will not allow. Thank you.
Well, that was the Commissioner of Police in Chennai. They're briefing the press about what happened today. He said that there are more police officers and the more police force being brought into Chennai to maintain law and order. And he was confident that things would be brought back to normalcy in the city before tomorrow morning. In the meantime, there were a lot of questions being asked on why the violence broke out, why the police responded in the manner that it did. There will, of course, be an inquiry as to what happened and why violence broke out. He said in hundreds of places, not just on the beach. He said there was instances of violence in several parts of the state and several parts of the city. Well, while politics over Jallikattu began to heat up, the students who were being blamed for the protest turned violent came out today to say that the students were not responsible for that outbreak. Listen in.
இது இந்த கலவரம் இந்த பிரச்சனை இதெல்லாம் ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. நீங்கல்லப்பா ஓகே. ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. எங்க ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பத்தி எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். வேற அமைப்புகள்லாம் உள்ள சேர்ந்திருக்கு. ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பேரை சொல்லி அவங்க நிறைய தப்பு பண்றாங்க.
This Makkal movement was peaceful for several days, for 4 days, completely peaceful, given the numbers that we saw gather on Marina Beach. How did things get out of hand today? Why did the police have to resort to a lathi charge? Why did things get out of hand today and couldn't have been avoided? Should the protesters have left already, or should the government have communicated better?
The students gathered at the Marina were peacefully demonstrating, and they were behaving very good, in an expected lines of the police department, and the government also was appreciating it, and the police commissioner had issued a letter saying that the students are cooperating with the police and it is a very good demonstration. And people started to make so many new slogans that like we want separate Tamil Nadu, we want Kaveri water immediately. We want Mullai Periyar Dam to be constructed immediately. All this was not, they wanted an ordinance for Jallikattu, and the ordinance was brought by the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister ensured we get it. Today the Assembly, they passed it. So we should, what they wanted was given.
Say first things first, I think Bharatiya Janata Party welcomes the victory of democracy today. Democracy is all about of the people, by the people and for the people, and the people of Tamil Nadu has got what they wanted through an ordinance which got to be a bill today passed in Assembly. Having said that, there is no place for violence in democratic protests. You can protest, you can fight for your rights, but violence is not acceptable and it just cannot be condoned.
Could be there infiltration by some vested interest people to create the trouble that normally happens whenever there is a peaceful demonstration or peaceful agitation. Protesters, somebody enters, infiltrates with them and then creates some trouble and provoke the crowd, and in response to that, police has to act.
Today, when the bill was presented to the Tamil Nadu Assembly, after the ordinance had been passed by the governor, there should have been a quietus to this whole issue, because the passing of an ordinance is the making of law. The making of law is a permanent action of government to put an end to controversy. Suddenly hearing about violence at this point of time when everything has taken place becomes a bit of a disturbing trend, because that is an indication that non-interested persons are suddenly flaming a violent situation.
What has happened in Chennai today is very, very depressing and very, very sad, that in a democracy where people, it's a government of the people and by the people and for the people, and the arm of the government, which is the police, has to resort to lathi charge to quell an otherwise peaceful protest. So it's very, very important that as somebody earlier suggested, that a thorough investigation is done to see as to why did this condition deteriorate, and I'm sure that will be looked into.
These are the lobbying firms, as the gentleman rightly said. These are people with questionable credentials. They are from Virginia, USA. How much is the history of United States in comparison to the history, heritage and civilization of India? And if they are trying to do something really good, we welcome them. But what are they targeting? As I said, why are not they targeting the animals which are being manually slaughtered and mechanically slaughtered? And what kind of slaughterhouses do we have in this country? What is the treatment of animals across the world? And what are the victories which can be outlined by this? I'm asking very clear questions, no blanket statements.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.